Bleed still battling for SI qualification as they get ready to play the Sonics. They just need one more game to 100% get in. They got a big fish yesterday with their win over M80, but they have bigger fish to fry today. Sonics, Laxine fresh, the little fish in the pond ain't looking so little. And what is going on? We have a additional analyst.
I like that. Did you write all that?
I did. Did you like it? I got a little help. You know, I'm always asking you all for like, is this funny or is it terrible?
Way too many fish jokes.
I like that.
Oh, stop.
That was solid.
There was only like 3 fish jokes. Okay, talking about fish jokes, you're the one who brought this giant fish on here.
Yeah, we've got the giant fish going on the desk. I managed to steal it.
And obviously going to give us a ton of great analysis.
We've put a headset on the fish.
He's kind of dead fish right now, though. We need a little more from you, okay? A little more enthusiasm, some excitement.
Very little energy.
Look at those eyes.
Not looking down the camera. Like, yeah. It's not getting the basics.
Okay, we'll give them some tips a little bit later. Okay,
yeah, we can definitely give a little bit of tips.
Yes. Also, you had a thrilling interview earlier. I was hearing you comparing American accents with some of the players.
Yeah, I mean,
They interviewed you with a banana.
Yes, and the banana actually got put in my mouth
while
I was mid-talking.
Whoa!
No, they literally stopped me. I couldn't even get a word out at that point.
Bleeder taking a career in media. That's all I'm going to say.
Literally.
Yes.
Quite literally.
Slightly a media risk. But speaking about Bleed, obviously we need to talk about SI qualification. Fresh, so close. They're basically in, right?
Yeah, they're basically in. Obviously that win yesterday, that unexpected win yesterday, got them so close. So the percentage is about 99%. If they lose, it goes down to 97%. If they win, they are confirmed. They are all but confirmed for 6 Invitational. It would have to be an absolute miracle for them not to be there. And I've got to say, that's testament to those guys, because before this tournament, it was not looking very likely that they would be there at all.
No, the percentage definitely jumped up pretty high from what it originally was. And that 97, I really view that as 100%.
Yeah.
Also, I just love the atmosphere in here. I mean, Bleed just kind of coming into these matches with absolutely nothing to lose. I don't sense any nerves, or maybe they're just doing a great job of hiding it. And then also the Sonics, they're just like all smiles. They just had that incredible inspirational speech, Laxine, that you highly enjoyed.
That was interesting. I think Gunnar could be a motivational speaker after what I just heard. So, I mean, if he ever decides to retire, he has that going for him.
Yeah, definitely. He could definitely do a circuit, make some big money.
For sure.
Filling out
For sure.
Both teams seem in very, very good vibes in terms of, you know, their internals. Obviously, why wouldn't they be? They both got pretty good wins yesterday. Sonic's very convincing, and then Bleed with a massive upset yesterday. Okay,
talking about mind games, apparently we want to pull up some tweets, Mr. Fresh.
Oh, yeah. If we've got them pulled up, I'm loving the mind games that Tadster, but also Bleed in particular, are taking. Sonics are looking like the best team at this event and are likely to win. They will 100% beat us and send us home. Now, that's Tad just having a lot of fun, but that's showing the mentality. He's trying to play the mind games with these guys. He's trying to get inside the heads of these guys. And also what he's doing there, which is very clever. And you see in spots, you see Fabian did it with G2. You see Canadian does it with DZ. He's trying to take the pressure off of his team onto himself. He did this with M80, where he said game day versus M80. Their players, staff, map pool, org, region are all better than us, probably going to lose, and are playing emoji back to New Zealand. What did? They went and won. And what I'm saying with this is he's having a lot of fun with this, but again, taking that pressure off of his team, putting all the pressure onto his opponents, and I think it's very, very clever from him.
A little bit of reverse psychology. You got to like the tactical warfare that they're playing here.
For sure. Lax, I want to talk about the Sonics a little bit. They were the only NA team that won a game yesterday, actually. What do you think sets them apart from the other teams in their region?
Personality-wise, definitely sets them apart. That is a given. Second, I would have to say they are a team that can adapt on the fly very quickly. I think with the added addition of Gunnar coming into an IGL role to help Geo in those mid to late rounds has definitely significantly ramped up their gameplay and pushing them back to their status, what they were at that last Copenhagen Major. So to me, all those factors alone have played a significant role into their success and why they stick out a lot more than the other NA teams, outside of even just playing better than them currently in this right now.
And Fresh, Lax and I were actually talking about this a little bit off camera, but I do want to get your perspective. So Bleed's play style, it worked yesterday.
Yes.
But will it work today?
So that's very important, because the way that Bleed played yesterday, and when you watch, you know, in the post-match desk, we talked about Bleed forcing mistakes. And that's exactly what they did. They played in a way that forces mistakes by trying to wrap, by trying to hide. If an error is going to be made, Bleed were then going to expose it. But if proper and sufficient siege was played, Bleed would succumb to it. Now, Sonics will have seen that game and will have seen that threat. And if Bleed play the same way, I do worry for them because Sonics will punish it. And therefore, what that means, if Bleed are smart, is it will change a playstyle slightly. They won't try it as much because I would expect, and I'm guessing you would expect, is that Sonics will be ready for it and will punish it.
And that's the thing. When you do see those things from those teams that they're doing and you see those little idiosyncrasies of some trying to hide here or there, the biggest thing to take away from that is even if you already do that, you're going to do it even more. You are going to reinforce it through the round. You're going to be giving that information to your team. Make sure this person is there. Make sure this is clear to confirm and cover all of your bases. So like you were saying, Bleed is really going to have to switch up that sort of play stuff. You maybe want to pull it out one round. Maybe you do that in the late round, not the early round.
Okay, so let's talk about how Sonics are going to counter this then. What are they planning? How are they going to combat this mercurial play style?
I think just understand that there's a threat. I think, you know, teams that Bleed have gone up against have taken... I don't think MHT took them seriously, you know, in all honesty. I don't think they took them seriously at all. I don't think Sonics make that mistake. They will be aware of the threats, and they will make sure that they play their game with 100% conviction.
No, and I think Sonics want to keep their streak going of being the best team in North America currently and coming here and trying to win it all. So you have to take every team serious because this is still a best of one. You still can lose. So why do you want to not take a team serious? Why do you not want to give them the benefit of the doubt? Even if you are better than them statistically, whatever, you should treat everyone with that same amount of respect, and I have no doubt that Sonics is going to do that.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to move into the map ban selection process, and that information will be coming up. Thoughts?
Interesting.
So Skyscraper for me is a map that both teams like. Both teams enjoy playing it. I know I've seen Sonics quite a lot on this map. And I also know that Bleed have been unbeaten in all of Stage 2 on this map. However, we do have to dial that back in, given the relative strength of their league. So it's a map that they like in terms of Bleed, and they will be confident on, but they're going up against an opponent who is more than comfortable playing this map.
And Sonics love Skyscraper. It's one of their best maps. So how I look at this map selection is similar to a SSG BDS situation. SSG liked the map, BDS were far better on it. Sure, you might have had that prep, but this is a situation again where are you just basing your performance in your league off of the others and not taking that into account? So it's going to be a situation here where I do think Sonics are in favor of getting this map as the last one to be played.
Okay. Gentlemen, predictions time. Really fast,
I knew we'd get there.
Sonics.
Sonics, we're both going to say
both,
Sonics. I'm going to quantify this. I think Sonics have got probably the highest ceiling out of any NA team. I don't think they're yet to realize it, but they're still operating at a significantly higher level than what Bleed have operated at. But best of one.
Okay, and your thoughts? Bleed. Okay, we got all of our analysts' predictions in. Well, these teams are out for blood. So let's have Lynx and Stokes take it away.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I got real worried we would not consult the Catfish for their thoughts on the matchup. So I'm very glad we did that before we decided to get into the game. But I also do have to say, just want to get this out of the way. Will we have a round where Reeps' mousepad falls off his desk?
I can see that being a realm of possibility. I don't know if we have a photo of how close that thing is to falling off his desk, but it's just about how close I am to losing my mental health. You know, it's like, it's right there. But yeah, no, that's actually a reoccurring thing that Reeps has talked about, is that there is some rounds where, you know, he gets very excited and it just flops on the ground. So maybe
look at that split.
It's pretty insane. And yeah, I mean, Bleed has been repping throughout this tournament, so I can expect this. You know, Twitter gets very excited about
45, 55,
all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, dude, especially with Reeps, and then you got Mentalist sitting in the back there too. There's so many solid people on Bleed. I can kind of see the little bit of bias coming in for Siege Twitter, but Sonics are still going to take the cake. They got it 55-45. So in we go now. Sonics are going to be leading us off with the offensive bans. And folks, it's Skyscraper. This map, not exactly that great to attack. That's why Sonics will be starting things out on defense, since Bleed was the team that chose the map.
Sonics, and of course, being from North America, likely thinking they've got the benefit of that. Typically a defender-sided map. This is also very much in Southeast Asia a Bleed-sided map. So Sonics need to not make the mistake of M80. They need to respect their opponents, but more importantly, not let them just get away with ego-peaking everything. Make sure they're getting punished for overstepping their bounds. Literally, I just want to say, the text chat before and during this game, it's been giving, like, every 3 messages have been very funny. It's been quite a good time so far.
Gio said you can go, we need the rounds. I mean, hey, fair enough. Mentalist has to play out for a couple of rounds. Maybe the coach steps in. Just a little quick bathroom break.
Like, we've all had it. You know, you're in the middle of a presentation. I've been in the middle of a debate round before, and I'm like mid-speech, and I'm like, oh, I need to end this quick. Like, it's just, it's not the time for speaking right now.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like being halfway through a map of Siege casting and then being like, dude, I really got to use the bathroom. This is
brutal.
Yeah, this is going to be an iron-like will moment. So Karaoke Tea Room is going to be the selection off rip here for the Sonics defense. And there's that mouse pad, folks. Look at that damn thing. And the craziest thing on top of that is he's playing with a wired mouse. Like, this isn't even like, there's so many things in his way. Like, what? What? Dude, I can't. We touched on this earlier. I can't handle that kind of stuff, dude. I can't do it.
Can't. No, it's you
My stuff's gotta be picture perfect.
You got a problem. I mean, you got the Yuzu's tape measure. Like, it's a problem for you.
I'm an addict.
You are.
I really am.
It works out for me though, because we have a tech pause this game. I'll just say like Shindekai mousepad or whatever the hell you got. It's called. And it's just you're off for 5 minutes.
There it is, dude. I'm good on covering stuff with random gamer fun facts, I guess.
I guess not fun for me because I don't know what you're talking about. I just show up and play the game. I don't. Hey,
that's why you're bad.
I don't use a wired mouse. At least we can at least be happy about that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. In the modern day, it used to be that wired mouse were the go-to because wireless just couldn't really keep up. But in the modern day, you're good to go. You can use a wireless mouse. Ain't no biggie. But let's jump into this. Let's see if both of these teams are wired for sound. It is quite late here. They had to wait all day to play this series. Both of them more than likely just warming up by playing a little ranked or something like that, just to keep the blood flowing. And now here we go, folks. Bleed out and about on the boat on this version, the very top of the skyscraper, as they will be working through this map. Gonna have the gridlock in, as well as a couple other tidbits. I really like Turd here on the Osa, as he'll more than likely be working in from Black Stairs.
Love this quick entry by Reaps down below into Barbecue. One of the main ways that the attack tries to bring rounds back on Skyscraper or make the attacks a little bit better is by abusing those vertical nades from below. Instead of just getting stuck clearing over from Exhibition and full clearing the top floor, go a bit more direct and use those nades to take down anybody playing inside of Karaoke or on Black Stairs. In this case, Gio does have a little bit of the unfortunate duty of being the recipient of those grenades if Asphy or Reaps decides to throw them, but he's got the shotgun close quarters to punish them if they get too aggressive on close quarters. At this point, it's pretty obvious Bleed are going for that direct take. They got the Osa up top, the nades on the bottom. All that matters is how long Gio can survive, and well, not very long, as Reaps immediately breaks the barbed wire, takes down the smoke close on the stairway, and now has created an entry point up to the second floor.
Yeah, you could see that turning pretty sour, especially with the lack of utility on that stairwell to try and assist Gio. It's really just up to the cards of Bleed. Do they actually use a frag grenade? If they do, he probably dies. If they don't, he might get a kill, but obviously it's the prior. So Bleed are able to get their at least lead-off pick, start clearing things out here in some of the more hot-to-trot locations that we've seen in recent history here on Skyscraper. These grenades are able to get one. Reaps will get his second through firepower instead. Rexon will go down, and that'll be quite a nice assist here as Mentalist Smoke can go off without a hitch.
One of the big fraggers on Bleed, well, a big fragger amongst many, but Reaps so far standing head shoulders above the rest. 3K so far. I don't think we have had an ace yet at the major, but even if we have, Reaps is making a big case for one of the standout plays. Turd desperately trying to push on in behind that talent shield. Will eventually make it in. Grixer just barely survives that nade, but thanks to the stim pistols, he's got a new lease on life. No Song might be pushing up the main stairs at 4K now for Reaps. Oh, but Hoven steals it away. Reaps happy nonetheless as he opens that round entirely.
Well, the mouse pad stayed still that time.
He did.
And he killed 4 people. By the way, we got his sense earlier. I can tell it to you guys at home. And this is not lying. There's no Kickstarter multiplier, nothing. It's the straight up normal multiplier. I hope your socks are off. 1600 DPI, 53 horizontal, 53 vertical, which is just absolutely bonkers. Like, I have never heard of somebody playing that high of a sensitivity in my life. One of my old friends, and actually somebody I can reference because he played for TSM one time at USN, Timzy. Timzy had 1200 DPI, I want to say, and he was like 40-40, something like that. Reaps is even faster than that. Reaps is at a sensitivity where, like, if you, like, just slightly move incorrectly, you're probably doing like 3 circles.
I used to play on 400 DPI. I think it was like 409.9, and then I think I somehow actually got switched to 800 DPI, but now I'm like in too deep, and I realized too late, so now I'm just used to it. So I think it's like 800.55.
Okay, that's not too bad. I'm playing, man, I haven't played Siege in a minute, but I think I'm on like 400 DPI 8.8. Mine is like right next door to Nadian's because I saw his on the setup, and I was like, oh, very nice. But still, what an insane just case of events for Reaps, especially with that sensitivity. Like, human beings are so cool, man. Like, there's not another person at this entire land that can play that guy's setup.
Nah, it's ridiculous. And with the 4K to entirely open up that round, it's a good omen for the rest of Bleed's attack. Should they be able to work themselves in similar positions? The frag grenade is basically the important part of that, because even if Reaps doesn't dome 3 people, the fact that they were able to get Black Stairs control so early, it gives them so much time to then coordinate and clear positions later on in the round. Right now, we've only got 1 set of frag grenades, but Reaps is the one holding it, so I'd keep an eye on that. But Bleed just opening up exterior angles right now. The house wall opened up within 30 seconds, and then 15 seconds later, the exhibition wall, the part that's soft, is also opened up as well. There's utility from Sonics at a late time. You got these castle barricades, of course, and unfortunately for exhibition and office, you can't really just direct take it like T. You often have to add another dimension.
E1D out here for Mentalist. Frag grenade intended for the castle door. Probably their best means of dislodging that piece of utility, as there is no sledge here for them. Going 6 for Mentalist on the outside, as he'll be able to break things open towards Terrace, and another EU1D will follow. Bleed so far have been able to get some solid damage off onto Citizen and get a better understanding of what this setup is looking like. Reaps has one right on the other side of the door here. It's going to be Rexon. So sent a couple of shots, but nothing to be had with it just yet. He'll be able to at least stave off his own elimination, as he'll fall back to safer pastures.
And there's so much setup for these fallback positions. I mean, they lose the castle barricade, but they've got 2 OBS blockers, ADSs, and an unactivated F-Naught. So you have to clear that with explosive utility. And if Citizen still has some codes, he can activate that later on in the round. Of course, he's still alive, so should still have codes aplenty. Reaps needs to push forward. He's got 1 frag grenade left, but no utilities to deal with those ADSs, and nobody really near him to throw those flashes and burn them. Grixer with a big pickup in the site, but Reaps finds Rexon as the Jaeger decides to get aggressive, but he can't push up just yet. Grixer holding a very tight angle. With that player on house stairs, his position is more than precarious. A very bad tightrope he's got to walk, but more likely, he just has to play this one safe.
Solid joining here from Reaps. Got that earlier kill onto Rexing. Grixer tagged up a tad bit, but Citizen really going to be the player that needs to stay alive, keep that utility up, try and maintain himself here for the time being. But with 25 seconds remaining, Bleed have got to get this ball rolling. They've got some players over on the Dragon side, a couple on the short haul here too, to try and hop in on the back of Museum. He's going to have to see if they can get this to go off without a hitch.
And the flashbangs go in. Hoven very good at initiating. Geo with a good counter, but Bleed maintained their lead. Reaps a 3K now in round 2. 7-0 at this point, but Grixer's just worked his way around the corner, but he shuts it down in time. No, 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 my friend. Back-to-back 4Ks on the demon from China.
8 kills, 2 rounds. Bleed making the Sonics bleed their own blood. No tack timeout just yet from the Sonics. They want to try this yet again here. Goddess going to keep that one in her back pocket for a later date, and why not? These rounds haven't necessarily dictated a big, you know, sweeping audible from them. It's really been Bleed just having a very solid game plan walking into this. Might as well just let the team try and make their adjustments.
How did they need you?
Jeez, back-to-back 4Ks, man.
He's on top of it, man. He really is, and he's doing all of like the intangibles as well. He's redroning things. He's able to really use his patience to its fullest extent and have that solid oversight on the bomb planter there.
Oh, you heard SQ right before we got back into the game, trying to retool their setup. Very curious at how Geo got naded, because that is the point that they have to worry about. If they can force Bleed to go for that full clear and deny them gunfights early on and force them to maybe take from exhibition side or just keep them down below on the first floor for a longer period of time, Sonics would be in a better position where those hero plays that Reaps has been making, or those huge, big, sweeping multi-kills, will be much more difficult to achieve. Gunner with those magnets should make that a little bit easier, and maybe Geo will play a little bit more passively on Black Stairs now. Maybe instead even on the railing instead of actually on the stairwell itself.
Indeed. Rexon more than likely just reaching that point where he thought that there was something that was abusable in that moment. Maybe we can try and catch Reaps off guard, but guy's got a hair trigger. It seems like you give him an inch, he's more than likely going to take a mile. So, let's see what Sonic's adjustment is here. Because honestly, it seems like they can kind of leave Bleed to their own devices initially for this clock. It's just, how do you solve that last minute?
Well, Geo might just try to nip this in the bud, pushing down, but the barbed wire gives away his current location. But Citizen also adding a second dimension to this in Barbecue. So once Reaps goes for that nade, there's of course the shotgun in front with the UMP in back, might also catch him off guard. Gunner even getting in on the action, dedicating one of his impact grenades to creating a new angle, but there we go. Geo does back up. They've got a few pocket reinforcements, I believe. Yup, 2 or 3 in pocket, at least to barricade off that rotate hole.
Be quite useful to them. Very solid mindset here from Bleed. I love how they're not over-addressing things. They're taking their time, using their angles to their fullest extent, and they're going to get Gunner because of that. A big pickup, too, because that's Wamai. That means his discs, although the ones that are currently down will persist, he can't get more. We're only halfway through the round. That's, what, 2, 3 discs out right now? And now Reeves with some big pressure here onto the ticket player. Fakes a grenade, tries to flip back through. Fantastic control right now. Perfect nade, too. And Rexon just not ready for that at all. And obviously those discs not there to try and assist. Geo steps into Reaps' angle. Reaps is just sending shots. That's it. Amazing moment here. Possibility of a triple for him. And the Sonics cannot do really anything at all at the moment.
Grixer will try to go for the res, but Reaps might just break double digits before losing his life a single time. No, finally he's finished off. Reaps' first death in the game still comes after a huge momentum play. Fire lands on the ground. Grixer just pushed out to revive Geo, though, and it comes at an oh-so-necessary time. The last 2 defenders alive. They spot 1 player moving into T, but that's control of one of the bomb sites achieved for Bleed. Grixer cuts down Mentalist, but Turd's got that diffuser. The team captain has let one of the rookies do the talking, get that bomb on the floor. There's active intel. Smoke canister goes out and pushes Asfi off, but Turd is planting a world away. No angle given to the defense.
Nice.
Grixer finds one to a 2v2 now, and they're on separate positions. Hoven spots him, though. Grixer's got to win this fight. Hoven is isolated from the rest of his team. This gunshot needs to land, or he's got to cross the hallway, one of the 2. Which one will it be? And will Hoven even let it happen? Turd's now backed off outside of T as well. Grixer spots him. Hoven playing casual. Oh, Grixer just does somehow make it in. There's Turd on the retreat. 3-0 up on Sky Attack, and Bleed are looking merciless.
I mean, this is brutal right now. Bleed is all over the Sonic setup. But, I mean, let's be real. It's Reaps making the most out of these situations and having these moments where it's practically like he's clairvoyant. He's seen directly through their setup. He knows what they're going to do before they even do it. I mean, that peek there from Geo was something that is just out of pure random, but Reaps is still ready for that. He's just sending pre-fire shots down range, and he completely takes Geo out of the game for an extended period of time. It allows Bleed to wrap around the site and fully exploit things when it comes to trying to get that plant down.
Bleed have forced an early tack timeout from Sonics. It's good to see Goddess getting into the team comms, trying to correct the situation.
Let's fight and just have fun, bro. Like we said, just fuck, pick whatever guns you want. No. Let's just go crazy, bro. Just pick.
Okay. All right, Ben. All right, Big Ben. Let's see it.
That's a ballsy call. You're trying to go
bold strategy, Cotton.
You're trying to go frag for frag with Reaps 96, 9-1 right now.
Bar.
I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. We got so much talent on the Sonics roster. We got one of the best underage pickups when he turned 18, Gunner. We've got Rexon and Grixer. Incredible, talented fraggers. Geo, of course, not necessarily the most mechanically talented, but he's a good support, good for when it counts. And Citizen, of course, a huge import from Europe. We have a lot of mechanical skill here. But Reaps is 9-1. And is he the only one with kills? Yes, but, well, Hoven too, actually, 5-1.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the craziest thing is like when Reaps dies, Hoven's actually just there to sweep up everything. And he's been playing ace for the majority of this. A lot of supporting angles, but that AK-12 is a dastardly weapon.
We'll have to see if this works, but you can see the complete tonal shift from Sonics. It's a different bomb site, to be fair. They're doing barbecue, and that requires a more aggressive stance to be taken.
We got guns on guns now.
Yeah, you got to extend up to that top floor, but in terms of the guns, we're really living up to what Citizen was talking about. We got T5s, we got P90s, we got 9mm. we're basically bringing the full defensive arsenal at this point. I mean, some of the best guns in terms of fire rate, recoil, damage combination, the optimized guns in the defense, they're pretty much all in this lineup right
Yeah, an Eagle just screeched in the background from the firepower that the Sonics are bringing right now. So, we'll see. This is possibly the fixing strat. Sonics bringing some traps here as well. I really like that. I also enjoy that Geo's brought the Solus, able to get rid of a few of these drones and things like that. And this is a completely different look from the Sonics. Look at the way the Gunner's holding this right now. Wow.
I'm sitting down after that.
So's Gunner.
I gotta take a seat.
Nothing like riding the bench for the rest of the round after that one. That's unfortunate.
Like, what do we even do there? Like, what do you do?
Well, I know it's nitpicky, but like, dude, if you want to do the extension, just bring a couple reinforcements, you know? If you have one panel in the middle of that wood wall back there, you're probably fine, but it is what it is. I can't knock him for it. Gunner did have an opportunity there if Bleed did overstep on the single panel window from Museum, but I mean, it's just insult to injury from Bleed. Sonic's really the only ones bleeding here, as they haven't had a single answer to anything this offense has been doing so far.
Geo now in the uncomfortable position where he's got to get aggressive. Dokubi call ringing out, and two different attackers on the side of this window, and they just read into it. I mean, they know. Mentalist has been around the block. I mean, this guy's from the glory days of Fnatic. A run out from Geisha window, this dude's like, this is older than the oldest trick in the book. Like, I've known this one since the game came out. Just read into it completely. 5v3 now achieved for Bleed. And a minute left. Have they cleared out the extension entirely? No, but a two-body lead, and Reap's still alive. This is great shape for Bleed.
A bomb has been located.
Well, I guess the real question is, are you having fun, boys?
I am.
I think Bleed are.
If you were like Consulate followed by Skyscraper, what a snoozer for these last two games. Well, this game is certainly living up to it.
The joke's
not the snoozer,
you. But indeed. No more logic bombs for SV here. Doesn't really need him. Rexham with a nice find onto Reaps up top as he'll drop in down low, but is immediately traded by Turd as he'll hop in on the front desk area. Hoven starts the plant. Don't think anybody knows where this is going down right now. Grixer's gonna step up. He gets one. Off the bomb comes the ace. They'll actually end up going down two. 2 versus 2. The best opportunity for the Sonics right now. Mentalist, though, inside the clutch. Can he get it done? No, he can't. The Sonics, but let's be real, mostly Grixer is the one that's finally able to pull something over the eyes of Bleed.
Get this shit. Let's run our office. I'm gonna mirror here. Can we get a Walden out? Can we get a bandit?
I can do it.
All right.
I can go bandit. No, let me go.
Sonics.
We just had 3 people go, no, let me go, Bandit. And then Citizen was the last damn one to call it, Ben. Come on, bro. Oh my God.
You just snatched it.
Robbed him. You just robbed him blind.
Brutal.
Everybody's fighting for the damn MP7, dude. That's what it is. I'm telling you.
But to your point, Grixer the one bringing it over the line. Let's read the stat line real quick. We got Citizen, 1-3. Gunner, 0-4. Geometrics, 1-4. Rexen, also 1-4. Grixer, 8-3. Obviously, a lot of those kills impactless from the failed T and karaoke retake, but in that round, all impactful. If you could add multiple ones to the cost column, he would have done it in that round if it was possible. But Grixer is the guy on the Sonics defense so far that is going bar for bar with the players on Bleed. Well, the 2 players on Bleed.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Famous man once said, you know, at the top it isn't lonely, but for Grixer, it's looking like it is right now. So, hopefully, fingers crossed for the North Americans at home and you and I, as we stand here and represent our region as well. We get something going here because Bleed is looking so solid, and they're really showcasing why they've been giving so many teams such a big problem. And it's because they truly do have skill and ability across this entire roster. And it all starts at the helm with Reaps.
But Sonics will try their best to hold on now. Geo back on that Solus down below. Meanwhile, the rest of the defense is generally on that top floor. Some roamers, some anchors, a lot of different positions currently held by the Sonics. all to make sure, again, Bleed are denied certain bits of control for certain portions of the round. But my worry right now is Bleed are a team, they drive off momentum, they thrive off personality. And they've got Geo all alone on that bottom floor. I'm curious how long they will wait to deal with that Solus if they find him. Will they deal with him early or will they deal with him late? But I feel like this team, when they see what they think is a free pick, they just can't resist sometimes.
We'll see if this metaphorical piece of chocolate downstairs gets eaten up by Bleed. Have to make sure they don't have too big of a sweet tooth, otherwise this could go awry. Sonics dedicating the majority of their forces towards site, though. Reaps walking in, and he knows exactly where this Jaeger was the last time. Cool, calm, collected. And we're wondering how difficult it is to hear, folks, and also how the hitboxes work in Siege. Carter, just because you can see the helmet doesn't mean that it's actually their head.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think he shot the wall on that one.
He shot the very top pixel of his helmet for the first bullet, but yeah, the rest of the bullets did not go anywhere near him. I think panic immediately set in when the Jaeger did not die.
And let me tell you, on 1600 DPI, panic turns into craziness real quick. But unfortunately for Bleed, an opening lost. Reap's taken down, no opportunity for a trade. And Sonic's setup still completely intact. They quickly moved into that bottom floor, but now Turd taken down as Geo is rotated up top and now rotated back down to move in for a plant denial later on in the round. Aspie's got to push up house stairs just because of the man disadvantage. He's quickly becoming the only one left. Mentalist the only one with a frag at this point. Sonic's completely shutting out Bleed off the back of a little bit of a whiff by Reaps, unfortunately. But beyond that, the setup was solid, the hold was clear, and the strategy panning out for SQ. Mentalist not finding anything. Has intel on one. It won't even matter. 2-3 now for Sonics. But even then, a lot of work's been done by Bleed.
I think we're fine for T. You guys can do adaptations, but like, you just gotta calm, bro. Like, don't overthink it, bro. Do not overthink it.
I want someone to bandit trick Geo. When you take Solus, you're gonna go below, okay? And you're gonna do the room. Bandit trick the geisha wall. Okay. What do you take? I go warden. Take shield. Oh yeah, keep the warden.
I'm loving this communication here between this squad. You heard the ideas presented from Gunner the last time in their previous round. Entire bench talking about how they want this setup to go. That's what you want, Carter. Just because you're an IGL doesn't mean that you have all the ideas. You don't know everything. And also, that doesn't mean that your teammates like to play things the way that you do, you know? So, Sonic's having that team discussion, and that's really what you want when it comes to moments like this.
Honestly, even then from the Sonics, when they had that deployable shield on Reaps, even if he gets the kill there, I think trading the Jaeger but taking Reaps, that was a pretty good setup just to anticipate that play from the Finka. But also, as you heard with the T setup, still considering not Reaps directly, but his specific position in this strat, where to place that deployable shield, where to play Black Stairs. And they've just given it at this point. I mean, they're like, you can have it. They've double reinforced the top of Black Stairs wall, as we'll see later on in the round. Sonics are playing, at least on that part of the map, way more conservatively.
Yeah, absolutely. You really can't blame them either. I mean, they were moments away from losing Rexton in a very serious blow from Reaps. But again, it's a game of inches, a game of pixels sometimes, and that's what we see. So, it just goes to show you how difficult it is to hear on land. I mean, there's a lot going on, and those in-ears sometimes just do not do the due diligence of a true downright headset. See the same thing happen in CS. Crowd starts getting loud or anything, everybody on the map just starts sprinting everywhere because nobody can hear anything.
Yeah.
So, the same effects here between these two. So how Bleed's next offense goes. Got the cameras in here for Mentalist, actually.
Bandit trick doesn't work. Able to force Gunner off the geisha wall, and now make progress down below. Geo in a difficult spot. A mountain of attackers stacked around his position, and he is very, very alone. Citizen was playing here on a previous iteration of their T karaoke defense, but right now it might just be Geo. Here's the sledge. Excellent reaction, cuts down Reaps through that wall. Might be playing his life now at this point, but with the advantage gained, Geo will be a persistent threat for Bleed's attack.
Great drone work here. Frag grenade goes up the restaurant stairs. Geo going to take quite a bit of damage from that F90, and Asfi trying to do his damnedest to hunt him down. Geo has to try and elongate this as long as possible. He knows that other bodies around the area, and he'll find him. Great read from Geo, but what else do you expect out of the veteran? He knows exactly what he's doing on this roam, and he might overaddress the far side, but that was a fantastic angle adopted by Mentalist.
Oh, Gunnar, don't throw away the lead here. Geo somehow pulled a rabbit out of the hat down below by fighting not just one, but two players before being felled. Now down to 1 HP, Gunnar will move a little bit out of Geisha as the attack has all the angles they want with that wall open and the window solid. Turdsta also now moving onto the black stairs behind that Osa shield. With Geo gone, they are safe to move into that position, but they have not acquired the advantage they have on previous defenses. Gunnar still playing aggressively inside of Geisha. He's got the wall, Turdsta. Every attacker has an angle on his position, it feels like. And just one bullet away from death, he could go at any moment.
He just has to sit on this box. They don't have any nades. They have nothing to dislodge him from this location. They have to jump in to address this. I think Mentalist might actually have it. He will. That's the only portion of the map that they didn't have an angle for to try and deal with. They have that central hallway being watched by Turd here, but he's the one with the case as well. With 15 seconds remaining, they have to find a place to put this plant.
Yeah, and I mean, with Mentalist inside of the site, I mean, what are you going to do? Unfortunately, if the Bravas got that case, I think maybe they've got around, but with the execute they wanted to go for, which was the stereotypical black stairs take, I don't think they anticipated the black wall to be double reinforced. They were so focused on Geisha and so focused on then applying pressure from Black Hole. By putting Turdsta with that diffuser and the plays they ended up needing to make, it was just all too misallocated for Bleed. Very well could have been a 4-2 if you just give Mentalist that diffuser, but adaptations come too late from Bleed, and we end up having a 3-3 half for Sonics, down 3-0. Just a few rounds ago, able to make the full comeback and tie the half. But now they just have to meet Bleed's defenses with a similar mobility that Bleed showed on their attacks.
Similar gusto, and we're more than likely going to be looking towards Grixer/Citizen for this, I would assume. But good little highlight moment there from Geo downstairs to elongate Bleed's efforts, able to take out two bodies and make things really difficult for their eventual execution. Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you. The case being in Turd's hands there, the biggest detriment to them in that moment, and didn't really have the ability to call it on the ball. If they wanted to try and do something a little bit earlier on, maybe they have the room to do so.
Just
but
too late.
Exactly, too little, too late. But I mean, they're more than likely happy with this score line. The Sonics able to get things tied up. They can try and have some influence on this offensive side, but Bleed probably has their head held pretty high given the circumstances.
They do, but Bleed is a very momentum-based team. They thrive off that energy. They egg each other on, but they were up 3-0 at dominant heights, it seemed to start. And Reaps has been quiet. Not to say the rest of the team has also fallen off. Mentalist has started to put up some numbers, but by Sonics tying this half, Reaps, yeah, but I mean, Bleed on their overall defenses like to get aggressive, like to take fights, but Sonics now have a game of how M80 reacted or failed to react yesterday to that very play style, and if they anticipate it and shut down some of these aggressive positions held by Bleed or these individual plays by players like Reaps, they'll keep the momentum away from a team that thrives on it and wins games off of it.
Nice feet. Okay, opening up some new angles for himself. The drone work pouring through for Geisha. Geo does have a mark here, but I don't know if he's going to want to try and overstep and swing into this. He's the only one on this side as of right now, but could be in good timing too. We'll just have to see. As he gets another drone, knows one's out there. Oh, Nitro Cell won't be able to get him. He tagged it up on the window. Just didn't take his time to hit that lineup, but you can't really blame him. Never really know when that swing is going to come through. Could get caught with utility in hand. Has to be very close for removing the head of the ace as well of Rexen, but Reaps already fell to that demise as he hasn't gotten a kill in 3 rounds.
He's not. He's fallen off since that insane beginning to this match. And Sonics, with that, shut down, get the advantage, but most importantly, take down one of the most aggressive players on Bleed. Now at this point, especially once they've droned out, acquired a lot of this intel, they know they can start coordinating around these positions. They don't have the Geisha wall open, and, well, the ace will suffer for it. He ends up falling, and, oh no, there is a slight angle in it, actually. My bad. My apologies, but still, with that nade flying up, they can coordinate around these positions with these exterior angles, these nades from below. Asfi seems to be the guy that Sonics want to make this 4v3 with, but no, it's actually Hoven to take down Geo.
When they've needed it the most, Hoven has shown up. I'd say the same about Citizen in a multitude of different situations in the past, but they need him right now. It's 3 versus 4, and they love this gun to get hot. Gunner has not had the easiest life, and, well, he won't have much more life to live in round 7. 0-7 as well. Fortunately, won't have the assist to go along with that, so we won't have James Bond here, but we're right next door. Citizen getting tagged up. Has one more adrenal surge, but it's on cooldown, and he's dead to rights. A triple kill for Hoven. When Reaps is gone, Hoven is here. He's 9-4. He could get this last kill to have the first set of double digits, but it's Aspie instead. Bleed all over the Sonics offense. Get a kill, Gunner! Oh. Bleed talking their mess. One of my favorite parts about esports.
Is he good?
Turd, more like tired.
Trying to stay awake. I mean, based on their play, Bleed are clearly awake. I mean, Reaps might die early on, but Hoven just able to beam people left, right, and center. Every which way he looked, somebody was eager to take a gunfight and lose it. Sonics seem to have a good start and seem to have the right setup, but a lot of 1v1s just go Hoven's way. I mean, what do you even do there? Just Gunner smoked outside the window. I mean, that's 2 times now, 2 kills, where Gunner just didn't get a chance to play the game. Just did not get a chance to even have an impact in that round.
Yep. Listen, sometimes it's just the decision to not stand in the angle, Carter. That's really it. But here's the thing, right? Eventually you have to. That's the timing of Siege. Every once in a while, you're going to get clipped. And just so happens that Gunner is having one of those days. He probably feels like the entire world is against him right now because 9 times out of 10, Gunner is the one doing the reaping. You know, he's the one at the very forefront. The Sonics that can really deal some serious damage, but right now they are definitely missing him.
I think this next round is definitely going to be important, not even for Sonics, but for a lot of the teams watching Bleed. If they can get Sonics to basically need all 12 rounds to win, this kind of takes Skyscraper from, oh, maybe you're good regionally, but not good internationally, to, all right, we just need to ban Skyscraper against this team and not ego challenge them. Bleed have so far shown to be very comfortable on it, and for a team that relies on those frags, comfort is the name of the game. If you're a player like Hoven who wants to hit those quick peeks, hit those jiggles to try to win gunfights like that, I mean, Gunner, already on low HP, 45 seconds in. We're just hitting the basics. We're just opening house wall, opening up the exhibition wall. He's already taken some damage, and Bleed trying to do damage to Sonic's drone economy as well. Sonics just need to do these basics first. We can all agree on that, but afterwards, that is when Bleeds seem to be the most dangerous.
Most definitely. Single panel's open on the far side here, rather the left-hand panel, the double comes to the office.
Looking out.
Some good info here. Geo especially.
On the Solus
that even. Cam as well. Yeah, the Solus spinning around. He's got to really watch himself because Hoven is indeed on his utility here. So if he checks out the wrong time,
he just skipped over it.
Could be problematic. Geo constantly reading him out, but it's been solid delay so far. Still a lot to be said in this round by both of these teams. Citizen's going to pocket the frag grenade again. Try and use it one more time, but he's not going to find anything with that. The first one would have been more than accurate. Probably gets the kill with that one, but decision-making just not there.
No, Hoven was dead to rights, but the timing just a little off, and he'll be able to back off. The nade from below not working. Sonic still have 2 more to try to go for those verticals or clear out the house stairs position. You can see the Finka moving in through the main door down below, looking to clear a pathway in through the museum area. Finally cooks it, but he's just fishing. No intel right now. The Solus just passes by, but no damage done. Not even a centimeter of HP taken away. Bleed holding on to the site setup, and it seems unpierceable at the moment.
So desperately wanted these frag grenades to work out from down low, Carter, but they can't find the kill. This might be it right here. Solus, a lot of damage dealt to Hoven, but not enough to actually kill him. Continues to try and play things out, and Gunner, he swings right back into the angle. He goes down to Hoven, who was on such low HP as well. Only 2 bullets were separating him from death. He practically had to breathe on him, but now Bleed gets to run amok yet again because the Sonics aren't able to make progress and actually build up to anything. Now they just got to throw themselves at the site, and it's a flawless defense from Bleed.
Man, oh man. 5-3, now turns board!
You still don't have a kill!
That's true, technically. I mean, he's not.
I would have stopped him if he was lying.
Our karaoke blacks.
Get a kill, Gunner!
Did we really have to? Did we have to put that in the replay too?
Dude, even Blast is out to get Gunner right now, dude. The whole world is fighting Gunner.
I mean, it's just. I mean, what do you say at this point for Sonics? I mean, they're doing all the basics, right? They're going for these nades from below. They're not finding them. And then Bleed just peeked them. They're simply just peeking them. Maybe some players in Sonics aren't going about these gunfights in the best way, but a lot of them are just taking 1v1s and losing them to a team that is playing on one of their most comfortable maps in the pool. And that's what Bleed look like right now.
Yeah.
They don't look like they're being challenged. They don't look like they're feeling pressured. And part of that is just, you know, they're playing the comfort map. They're all feeling the momentum behind them. Part of it's also, I mean, Sonics are just falling to some of the trappings of Skyscraper attack that Bleed simply just bypassed in their first 3 attacks.
Yeah, and it was strictly because Reaps was so adamant about clearing things. Unlike other teams that will stop and stall and not really move forward, Reaps is like, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And he'll walk through the map at like a minute 45 and kill people.
He throws a nade on Black Stairs, gets the kill, which Sonics have not been able to do so far. The nades have almost completely missed every time they've gone, and once he gets that kill, immediately takes the control. There's no pause.
Nope.
There's no, what are the implications of this? He just says, all right, I'll take it. Now, sometimes they get you killed, but in a best of 1, that might very well get you the round. And it got him 4 kills afterwards. Now, we might be looking back at this game and thinking, wow, maybe Sonics come back and those 2 rounds acquired almost entirely by Reap's individual skill end up mattering a whole lot. But right now, it certainly made this lead dominant from Bleed up until this point.
Yeah, Bleed have 2-round lead, and that's all off the back of Reap's efforts. 8 kills in 2 rounds. Truly impressive stuff, especially when it comes to doing that up against the Sonics. You know, I mean, like this team has so much talent across this entire roster. The fact that they have Gunner at 0-8 right now, just truly a testament to how solid of a roster this is.
They win Kitchen here as well. That's a flawless rotation. And Sonics, I mean, they won 3 rounds in a row after being down 0-3. This would effectively be the same thing if Bleed win this bomb site. But there's no tack timeout to get things back on the rails. There's no pause to be hit.
A lot of verticality here from Bleed. Having a Mentalist inside his site, though, to try and hold things down for now.
What are they going to do? I mean, half the round gone. They're trying to make this clear work. Using the smoke canisters for burn. These nades certainly need to land, but Geo just downed on Black Stairs.
Just swung it.
I think he thought he saw an opening, but clearly he was mistaken. Black Stairs gone unread by Sonics. They lose their hard support. Do you have Case as well? I'm not sure. No, it doesn't seem it's down just yet.
But Citizen and Gunner have both been tagged up. Rexon has one.
No, he does have it.
And that is going to be the case down. They didn't check Black Stairs. That's literally the only way this could have happened. Frag Grenade goes out. This is what we expected to happen off rip. But an aggressive Geo gives the case over. They'll have an Adrenal Surge out, but now Rexon's already lost all of that additional HP, and he's dead. Bleed, they are all over this Sonics offense. It doesn't even look like they can exist inside of Skyscraper right now.
I mean, Sonics playing sloppy, leaving gaps that Bleed are exploiting. And if that wasn't a problem before, it's certainly a problem in round 9. 2 Sonics attackers, Gunner, Citizen, low HP, easy pickings for a team that simply is not missing shots at the moment. Bleed hitting and winning every single gunfight that seems to be given to them. Even Asfi, Turd, these players who are not showing up, they're doing what they need to.
Yep.
Asfi 5-5 from dropping a donut earlier in the half. Mentalist, the team captain, positive 5-4. He might be down, but Gunner gets his first pick in likely an impactless situation. 6-3 for Bleed. At this point, any team in the future, hello, it's me, Lynx, talking, ban Skyscraper, because you want this to be done to you?
Personally, no. I really don't. I really don't. My exact feeling was Gunner's face right there. Just gobsmacked as to what is going on. Hoven said, congratulations, Gunner, and Mentalist said, my bad for dying to him. That is, man,
look at
they are giving them the business right now, dude. Walking the walk, talking the talk, and no responses from the Sonics. They didn't ring up the chat. They didn't do anything. They're trying to focus up right now because, I mean, this is more than falling off the wagon. The wagon is on fire.
I mean, and you look at Sonic's faces. I mean, I know he got attacker repick. I know you can do a lot of the strategy here, but no talking, no calming, no thinking. I mean, surely thinking, but nothing out loud. I mean, 6-3 when you're just getting smoked. Reaps has only got 3 kills since this half, but Hoven's picked up the pace. The rest of the team has certainly started picking up the slack. We're a far cry from Reaps having 9 kills and the rest of the team having like 3 combined. Bleed have shown up to play. Bleed certainly have.
And they get to shut it out on T-Karaoke. What more could you want?
Really wishing you had that second tack timeout right now. I mean, Goddess just has to sit here and watch the team just not solve some of these problems, struggle to figure out how they counter this, and finally, we see Bleed channeling their former glory. Hoven going for that spawn peak, and thankfully for SQ, the early round has generally been fine. Finding the information on these early positions, making their way into the map, clearing the exterior angles. That is what has been going fine for SQ. It is everything after that. It is when they actually need to take these Bleed defenders to task, is when they have completely biffed it at every single opportunity.
They can just not conceptually find an exploitative move to use up against Bleed. It seems like whenever it is a gunfight, it's something like this, something a little coin flippy, where one of the members might take a little bit of extra damage you really wouldn't expect. Something like what just happened to Citizen here. Constantly Bleed are willing to fight back, and I think that that is the thing that is catching the Sonics off guard. Is a lot of defenses, especially in North America, we're a little passive, especially in the early round, right? We try and elongate things, try and use our utility and do these kind of things. Bleed is more than willing to don your doorstep and completely clean house.
There's so many defenders in Exhibition. They're now trying to deal with Reaps. He gets aggressive. He doesn't care. He doesn't find a single engagement. As Citizen just ducks at the exact right time to miss the shotgun shells flying over his head. Gunnar gets a big first pick, but Reaps quickly trades. Rexon cut down. He's holding on to this position. He's not falling back. Hoven dismantles Gunnar as well, so Sonics are back to stuck outside the building. Citizen takes a 1v1, and Reaps makes sure he regrets that for what is likely the final round in regulation. GG's coming out. We got a minute 15 left.
Hoven's still alive, by the way, just to let all of you know.
And on low HP, too. He could very well die depending on what happens.
And he was actually in a hot area, too.
If we're being objective, Reaps and Hoven, both low HP. He's in a hot area, as you said, and Gio's able to down one. It costs a lot of his HP. Grex are going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting in this clutch.
Oh, man. I mean, if there was a man to do it, right? But I'm so happy that we talked about what Bleed's aggression looks like with these defenses, because what other team do you know that will just try and fight for every inch of map control like their life depends on it and find success in it time and time again up against some incredibly mechanically gifted players? These are not slouches.
No.
These are people that, Carter, if this popped up in a ranked game, I would just start crying right there.
No.
Like, I'm getting smacked. There's nothing that's gonna really, you know, I'm gonna be capable of doing. And Bleed are taking them to town in every sense of the term.
And you had Reaps on attack, basically winning every gunfight that went his way, and now you have Hoven winning every gunfight that goes his way. 3K now in round 10. Grixer now has to clutch that 1v3 as Gio was 1 HP. What do you do? Case the world away. 7 seconds left. GK beating BDS earlier, and there is something in the air in Atlanta as teams you would have never thought possible of achieving the heights they have done so at this tournament. GK 2-0, Bleed 2-0. No one is safe from an upset.
Well, their name might be Bleed. There was only one bleeding in this matchup, and it's the Sonics, and more specifically, it was Gunnar. Not able to get the ball rolling at all. Him and Rexon combining for 5 and 18. Not something you really see out of those two ever, but Bleed were so very consistent in their gunfights, so consistent in their aggression and their willingness to take it to this team. It was nigh impossible for the Sonics to get a grip on the situation.
And I think something we all got to accept, something we got to learn. They let Bleed go to a comfort map, a skyscraper, thinking we're the better team, our fundamentals are better, we're the champions of the NAL. Surely we can beat them on this. But Bleed were comfortable. Bleed simply did not care. And with the power of the carp, the fish at their back.
Fish are friends, not food.
There's always a bigger fish in the ocean, and it seems Bleed might be one of the biggest in this tournament, as we're in a spot where GK and Bleed are up 2-0. Just a ridiculous situation all around. I mean, can you even believe this?
I genuinely can't. I was walking into this, even though it was on Skyscraper, I was thinking maybe like a little overtime action, maybe a regulation win here, just going max rounds, but I did not see Bleed taking it to Sonics to this full of an extent.
Reaps, Hoven, Asfi, Mentalist,
I'm
and
so happy
Turd.
for Mentalist, man. I'm so happy for him.
I mean,
what an incredible tale for that guy.
I mean, he has the tools to make the upsets happen, and now we have a hell of a set of games tomorrow. We have the interview lined up, our final one of the day. We have the Fish, but I'm sure a player as well, to speak on this amazing win.
Lynx and Stokes, that is right. We are joined by the Fish and Asfi. Asfi, y'all keep upsetting people here. I mean, we know the key to all this is the Fish, but truly, what is the secret?
I don't know. I feel like every time we get into the game, we're like, guys, these guys are so good. I think they practice like way more than us. I think it's over. Well, at least we probably qualify for SI. Good luck, guys. Let's play for fun. Let's play for fun. And then we get into the game, and then we just start doing our thing, and then somehow we just win round after round after round. I guess that's thanks to my teammates.
Genuinely, though, not feeling any nerves. I mean, you guys do seem to be coming in here just kind of like cavalier, having fun, dancing around with the Fish. Doing interviews with a banana.
Personally, I was so nervous. I was so nervous. I don't think my teammates were nervous. You know, I got confidence in them. They got confidence in themselves. But when we got into the game, when we got here, I think all of us just, you know, our brain just turn on its game day mode. It's time to get them, you know? Don't feel it anymore.
Tell me a little bit about this team, because like this team kind of came together, I would say, as like a South Asian kind of super team, right? How did that all come about? Because there'll be a lot of viewers who aren't aware of who Bleed are and what you guys are about.
Right. So personally, I think we all know each other from just playing ranked. Like, we were ranked stack. We've been playing with each other for years. Like, absolutely.
So who's in the ranked stack? Like the whole team?
It's me, Turd, Reaps, Hoven, and then we usually play with some of our other friends, but we didn't play with Mentalist up until the trials came about.
Yeah.
So when you take a rank stack that's been so closely knit together, playing for so long, we're just dominating the leaderboards. You mix that together with such a seasoned IGL, boom.
Boom,
Magic.
Apparently. My producer was like, what's the story behind the Fish? I mean, I think I saw y'all were at a store. Was this an impulse buy? Like, how did this all come to be?
Right, so we were doing the laundry, me and Mentalist, I'm gonna call Pat. We were doing the laundry, and then I was like, oh my god, I didn't realize we were gonna have to sit here and wait. So we went on a walk, right? We went past the we were walking, we were supposed to go to Chick-fil-A, then on the way to Chick-fil-A, I was like, isn't there a mall over there? And then Pat was like, yeah, there's a mall over there, and then we just ended up walking past the Chick-fil-A for like an hour, and then we got to the mall, we walked around, ate some Dairy Queen, you know, some pretzels, and we ended up at the Bass Pro Shops. I really wanted to get to the Bass Pro Shops as soon as I got to the United States. I don't know why. It's just such an attractive location, you know. And then we were walking around, and then.
Okay.
What else can I say?
So I know that earlier you told us that there is no name attributed to the Fish. I did want to let you know that the chat has decided to name the Fish Joel. Do you approve? Joel, yes.
Joel?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, chat.
You guys do what you want.
Why that name was selected?
You guys do what you want. This is just this is our Fish, you know.
Aww.
He can be Joel if he wants, but
Joel the Fish. We've crowned him.
Joel the Fish. Okay, there we go. I can only imagine the emotions that you all are feeling. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans? I know that we're joking around a lot here and we're focusing on the Fish, but this is a dream come true, I feel like.
Yeah, we're all here. Like, we didn't make it last stage, as you know. That was absolutely heartbreaking. But now that we're here, I'm so glad that we have a lot of fans cheering for us. You know, we're here to play for fun, and we hope you have a lot of fun watching us as well.
Can I ask one very last question?
Of course, go for it.
Because I saw you in this very last round. Like, the viewers won't have seen this because obviously the game was going. But 4v2, and you've gone GG and looked at a camera and done that. So do you have anything to say for your opponents, whoever they may be, tomorrow?
Please don't destroy us. That wasn't me. That was just like, that was some nerves. That was some nerves.
Okay. Well, you go hug that Fish, get rid of the nerves. That's like your comfort Fish, I feel like. Also, I saw you have a bunch of other goodies, but go enjoy yourself with the team. I see that they're all packing up. Also, I'm gonna ask one more question. Y'all won, and it was so quiet. I didn't even know that it was over. Were you all just a little bit shocked, or just, I don't know. Can you tell me why it was met with silence a little bit?
You know, I've been watching Siege for a long time. Like, when I was underage and everything, you watch these big names like Citizen, you know, they're just tearing it up on the stage. And then, like, you come here, and then, like, the game is, like, so easy. Like, I don't know. It felt like it wasn't over. You know, it felt like we didn't deserve, like we didn't do enough to take down like such a big name. You know, like what's going on? Like, is the game over? Like, I still don't feel like the game's over.
Well, it is over, and you won. Congratulations, Asfi. And Joel, the fish, I guess. So thank you so much. Go join your team. Go have some fun, and good luck with the rest of the Atlanta Major. Laxton's coming in here. He's going to steal your headset. You know, my big question now is who